Merci, Bruce. Je suis le fils d'un gendarme canadien.
I'm the son of a member of the RCMP. The values are very close to my heart, and I think that it's very important, particularly when we're dealing with justice here in Canada. We must know the fact that there is something very important when judges are giving sentences. What we really have to do is there must be a certain amount of stringency to respect the laws, and Canadians must readily understand and have trust in their justice system. It has to be fair, it has to be just, and they have to follow everything, just like parliamentarians and MPs do. Thank you.
Mr. Michael Chong. Rick Peterson.
Thanks, Monica. Coming from Northern Alberta, coming from Grand Prairie, my friends are involved in this business, and I can tell you there is no greater need, there is no greater desire, there is no greater reason that Canadians want this thing built. But I'm going to tell you something that I would do as Leader of the Opposition. I would be tabling and outlining right now my economic program, which I will table as Prime Minister in 2020, and that's the total elimination of corporate income tax. If you want to stimulate the Atlantic economy, take the corporate income tax to zero. There would be a 10% growth in GDP in our economy that would be $200 billion. What would that do? That's the equivalent of doubling this Atlantic Canada economy every year. We have to push hard, support our resource sector, but at the same time, as Leader of the Opposition, I will be tabling, outlining, and detailing my plan for zero corporate income tax in Canada, the greatest reform this country has ever seen. Monica, je suis ravi qu'il y soit une question sur les investissements dans le secteur privé parce que je suis le seul.
I can answer from the private sector because I'm the only one here amongst all of us. I work with business leaders, with capital investments, and you know what's concerned about? On January 20th, there will be a new president sworn in. What are they going to do? They're going to be reducing corporate taxes, and how they're going to go about it is at the same level that we could do it here. The whole problem of temporary work is that there's not enough jobs here in Canada. So what do we have to do, ladies and gentlemen? That's my plan. We want to eliminate this. We want to stimulate investment. We want to create jobs. And government isn't necessarily the answer. Investments.
Mr. Peterson.
Thanks, Monica. In 1986, I started a 3-decade career at the grassroots of the Conservative Party of Canada. I was with the Progressive Conservative Party, worked raising money in Western Canada for the Progressive Conservative Party, and I stood up, put my hand up, strongly supporting the merger of our party in 2003. We owe a deep amount of gratitude. We're here today because of Stephen Harper and Peter MacKay. That was not an easy thing to do, and I am not here to see the efforts of those two big men and their efforts frittered away. So the way to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is to come to you, the grassroots. I announced on November 1st a $2 million amount that I'm going to raise on your behalf in all 338 ridings across the country so that you can update your websites, you can update your social media, you can get out into the community, you can do it bottom up, not top down.
Thank you. Mr. Lindsay.
Merci, Monica. Je suis d'accord avec Maxime. Lorsque je suis Premier
Ministre, I agree with Maxime when I will be Prime Minister in 2019. My first responsibility will be to make as much money available as possible to the provinces. And the only way of doing it, and let's be clear of this, we are vulnerable. People who are age 65 or more, and I'm catching up, I'm age 62. Think about all the retirees with the lower interest rates and the health needs. You are at risk. My plan, therefore, to eliminate wasteful spending and to increase the transfers to the provinces will be of help to retirees because they will have protection.
Rebuttal.
I do, thank you. This cuts across, really, this was where the rubber hits the road, our finances and our health. And I just want to be clear that the elimination of the corporate income tax that I'm proposing is already being done. It's been done in Ireland, it's been done in the Baltic states, it's been done in countries around the Gulf, and it's the plan that the American government is working on right now. My plan will boost provincial revenues, provincial coffers, and where do you think that money goes? It goes to seniors, it goes to kids, it goes to people who need it. Healthcare and finances, ladies and gentlemen, are linked together.
Thank you. The next question for...
I have a movement here, so I have 3 children, a stepson, and 2 golden retrievers. And I also have a firm belief, ladies and gentlemen, that the $40 billion that would have gone to corporate income tax but will come back into the economy when, as Prime Minister, I introduce the elimination of a corporate income tax, that amount of money, that would be equivalent to tripling all hydro investments across Canada. That would be the equivalent of doubling the Alberta oil sands investment. Yes. That would be the equivalent of doubling conventional oil and gas investment, my hometown of Grand Prairie, Alberta. And for those of you in Ontario who are watching, those of you who are under the pain of a Liberal government in Ontario, my tax plan would be the equivalent of 6 times as much investment in manufacturing than you have today. That's my plan. I want you to follow me.
Thank you. Mr. Lindsay.
The question came from a young woman, did it not? No, Mr. Darrell Mills. Oh, okay. The reason I'm asking is because if you want something to be said, you ask a man. If you want something to be done, ask a woman. And my plan to create jobs involves women. I have 2 daughters, one 21, one 28, and both are seeking to develop. Now, with the elimination of corporate taxes, we'll be able to get the economy back on track, create new opportunities that will benefit a lot of people, particularly young women, young mothers, and others who are looking for their first job. They will be the initial beneficiaries, and that's...
Thank you. Mr. Peterson.
Well, you know, I've got a long experience. I've coached minor hockey. I worked with volunteers. I used to be a volunteer in junior achievement. I've been in schools across Vancouver, British Columbia. You know what, kids, you know what counts for kids is not what you say, it's what you do. We heard a lot of the same old here. It's not going to work. What are we going to do? How are we going to engage? Most important thing, who can stand up to Justin Trudeau? The only new idea here today was my elimination of corporate income tax. All our other policies have been out there, and they're good. Justin Trudeau is going to be a formidable opponent. Qui parmi nous peuvent débattre Justin
Who
Trudeau
amongst
dans les
us
deux
can
langues?
debate
Qui parmi
Justin
nous a
Trudeau
les
in
meilleures
both
idées
official
pour stimuler
languages?
l'économie?
Who amongst us has the
Young
best
people will look at
idea?
us and say, who is the leader? Who has the values? Who has the experience? I think that person is me. You'll see my policies. You'll see my background. You'll see my priorities at petersonleader.ca. Thank you.
Thank you.